The United States, known for its excellent railways about 100 years ago, surprisingly doesn't have any high-speed trains like the bullet train today. The only high-speed rail project in progress has had its challenges. However, a new company is making efforts to introduce high-speed rail in the US soon, and it seems promising. Interestingly, this initiative started in Orlando, Florida. This is about the challenges the US has faced in developing high-speed rail and how this new approach might be the breakthrough it needs. In the US, when people think about traveling between big cities, they usually consider two options: driving a car, even if it takes a long time, or flying if it's really far. Getting Americans to choose trains for travel isn't easy. It's hard to argue that the US is way behind other countries in terms of modern railways. However, it's important to remember that it wasn't always like this. The US started building railways almost 200 years ago, and for a long time had one of the most advanced and widely used railway networks in the world. But around the mid-20th century, things started to change. Everything changed when the era of jet planes arrived, making it much faster to travel long distances across the country. People could just board a plane and enjoy a quick journey. At the same time, Americans started to really love cars. In the 1950s, the interstate highway system was introduced. By the 1960s, car travel had grown nearly 4 times since the mid-1940s, and there were about 15 times more plane trips. As cars and airplanes became more popular, many engineers who used to work on railways either switched to aerospace engineering or retired. This shift meant that there were fewer experts focused on railways, reducing the talent pool in this field. Despite the decline in rail travel, the United States still had big plans and ideas for its railway system. In 1965, Japan introduced the Shinkansen system, a high-speed rail network. This prompted President Johnson in the United States to announce plans for a similar system. He sought funding to explore high-speed rail transport between city centers, starting with experimental projects between Washington and Boston. For over 10 years, high-speed tests were conducted in the Northeast Corridor, reaching speeds over 150 miles per hour by 1969. Services operating at speeds up to 120 miles per hour were introduced, not much slower than Japan's trains. However, in the following half-century, the gap in high-speed rail technology between the US and other countries widened. Other nations like China, France, and Spain entered the race and advanced significantly. For instance, their high-speed trains can reach around 200 miles per hour. Currently, the fastest trains in the US are the Amtrak's Acela line in the Northeast Corridor, which can hit 150 miles per hour but only over short distances. This performance is outclassed by the high-speed lines in China, France, and Spain. To understand what qualifies as high-speed rail, the International Union of Railways generally considers trains traveling at 155 miles per hour or faster as high speed. Unfortunately, Amtrak's flagship service falls just short of this standard. Despite this, the US is making efforts to catch up, especially with developments as of December 2023. Given these circumstances, it seems like the focus is now on waiting for the California high-speed rail project to eventually reach completion, despite its current struggles and delays. The new high-speed rail plan in the US is drawing attention because of its unique approach. The company behind this project, Brightline, recently completed a railway connecting Orlando and Miami, which was met with skepticism initially. This train, capable of reaching 125 mph, is the fastest outside the Northeast Corridor. While it's not considered high speed by international standards, constructing any new railway in the US is a notable achievement due to various challenges. Brightline's success is partly due to its funding strategy. It is the first privately funded rail line in the country in over a century, with a total cost of $6 billion. Instead of relying solely on public funding, Brightline secured financial backing from Wall Street. This approach enabled the construction of modern trains and infrastructure, including work on over 50 bridges, like the nearly century-old St. Lucie River Bridge. Innovative construction techniques were employed for some new underpasses, like the box jacking method. This method was used to place 3,000-ton concrete sections under 2 roadways using hydraulic jacks. However, most of the project involved upgrading existing infrastructure. Much of the route runs on tracks owned by the Florida East Coast Railway, which shares the same parent company as Brightline. This includes the completely new section between Cocoa and Orlando. Brightline's approach could provide a model for future rail projects in the U.S., demonstrating how private funding and innovative techniques can overcome some of the traditional obstacles in railway construction. Brightline has effectively utilized a state policy that reserves space next to highways for new rail lines. This opportunity became particularly relevant when they were acquired by a Wall Street firm that was interested in developing passenger rail services. By utilizing this right-of-way provision, Brightline was able to innovate in the realm of passenger rail. If a private operator identifies an underused freight rail line that can be converted for passenger use, it's a strategic move that can be beneficial for both the company and public transportation options. Now, Brightline is focusing on a much more ambitious project on the other side of the country. This new venture is called Brightline West, a $12 billion high-speed railway that will connect Las Vegas to Southern California, eventually extending all the way to Los Angeles. Brightline claims this will be America's first true high-speed railway, with trains capable of reaching top speeds of at least 186 mph. Brightline West represents a significant step forward in U.S. rail travel, potentially setting new standards for speed and efficiency in American passenger rail services. Brightline's claim about constructing America's first true high-speed railway is indeed ambitious, especially since construction hasn't started yet. However, they have plans to begin soon and aim to complete the project by mid-2028, coinciding with the Olympics. The proposed high-speed rail line, stretching 218 miles, about 350 kilometers, will connect a station on the Las Vegas Strip to Rancho Cucamonga, which is just over 40 miles east of Los Angeles. From Rancho Cucamonga, passengers can transfer to a Metrolink train and reach Union Station in Los Angeles in about an hour. The total journey time between Las Vegas and Los Angeles is expected to be around 3 hours, a significant reduction from the current 5-hour drive. Driving between these cities typically involves the I-15 highway, known for its heavy congestion. Brightline's proposed route takes advantage of this highway's straight path through the high deserts of San Bernardino County. Approximately 96% of the new train route will align with I-15, with much of it running between the highway's two roadways. Once again, Brightline has successfully secured critical right-of-way alongside existing infrastructure. This time, they have signed a lease agreement with the California Department of Transportation. This strategic use of existing infrastructure corridors is a key factor in Brightline's ability to develop new rail projects more efficiently. If you found this information insightful and are looking forward to seeing how these rail projects transform travel in the U.S., don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates. Your support through likes and subscriptions helps us bring more content like this to you. We're also eager to hear your thoughts. Do you think projects like Brightline West will change the future of transportation in America? Share your opinions in the comments below. We love reading through them and engaging in conversations with you. And if you think this video could spark interest among your friends or family, feel free to share it with them. Stay tuned for more content, and thanks for watching.